Okay, so boom! The scene kicks off with the dream team of Naruto, Shikamaru, Neji, Choji, and Kiba all trapped inside this earth prison made by this giant obese Chucky. This man is out there with the rest of the Sound Forward talking about some...
Since I'm the one who caught him, I get him. Anyone else have a problem with that?
Boy. Oh, brother, leave it to a big nigga to be unnecessarily greedy in every situation.
Since I'm the one who caught him, I get him.
Brother, you can't eat them. You talking about them like they the last bit of leftovers. And besides, you have bigger fish to fry than who wants your food. Because what on God's green earth is going on with your cranium? I've cooked you before, but damn, I can't get over this. Nigga got his shit cut with a lawnmower. What is all this interdimensional space right here? Honestly, I'd be a villain if I looked like that too, bro.
That's fucked up what they be doing to y'all.
You probably had the full washing set.
Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
We then cut back to the five amigos analyzing the prison they're currently stuck in. And one of these nincompoops is stupidly confident that this dirt wall is gonna be easy to break. So without giving it away, the savior of the group prepares his strongest attack. And that is when we hear...
Fang over fang!
This just might be the most discouraging line to hear in a dire situation. Imagine you're captured by the Akatsuki, life on the line, and instead of the sweet hum of Naruto's Rasengan, you hear a dog bark. Then immediately after that,
Fang over fang!
Yeah, I hope your affairs are in order, my nigga, cause you are not making it home. Kiba and Akamaru did manage to do a little damage though, but just like a crooked hairline once that Beijing wears off, the cave slowly reverted back to its original state. But not only was the damage erased, as time goes on, all of them are beginning to feel weaker and weaker. So Shikamaru, being the only intelligent one in the group other than Neji, tries to find another way out by demanding to work with their captor. But when he opens his mouth to give him his proposal, I was in complete shock.
What I'm thinking is that you let us out of this thing, and in return, we let you keep Sasuke.
What?
I mean, that's not what I had in mind, but I'm with that. What? No, Sasuke, he don't even like y'all for real. Of course, Naruto and the rest of his fan club was not going for that idea, so instead he says,
How about you just let me go and keep the others?
now anyone who had more than 8 people in their elementary classroom could obviously tell Shikamaru was planning something witty, but leave it to these brain ass niggas to genuinely think he's serious. Now Kiba's yelling at the top of his lungs, causing a ruckus, while Tub Tub mocks and laughs at their dysfunction. Naruto and Kiba were really about to duke it out. That was until Choji finally reaches his limit and yells at them both to shut up. They were so taken back by his dominance that they were genuinely ready for him to start spitting some useful ideas. But instead of contributing to the brainstorm session, this Gigantosaurus Rex decides to contribute to the growing worldwide obesity problem instead and starts stuffing his face with potato chips. Like, are we dead ass right now? Bro, I can't with this priorities. Nigga, lock in. Now the group is just watching his cholesterol increase with every mouthful, while Shikamaru on the other hand begins to hit his iconic thinking pose. But just when I thought these ninjas were beyond cooked, Shikamaru opens his eyes and quickly tells Kiba to dent the cave again. So like the good boy he is, he listens to his commands and drills a couple more dents into the wall. Shikamaru then instructs Neji to use his eyes to look for the weak spot, and just as he suspected, some of the spots on the walls repaired much slower than the others. Naruto and Kiba, being the slow ones of the group, have yet to catch on to the plan, so Neji takes it upon himself to explain it.
This wall surrounding us has been infused with chakra. The strength of the chakra won't be uniform. Some points in the wall must be weaker than others. That's why he spoke to our captor as he did.
Let him cook now!
It was a ruse, to trick him into giving away his position.
That's my big brain demon. They don't call him the thinker for nothing. Choji, now more ready to bust them out than ever, gets the go-ahead from Shikamaru and swiftly begins to boot up his human boulder in the most extra way possible. Talking about some... I know y'all hear them notes.
Rusty
His ass. Buddy is over the moon to finally be of some use. The singing must have given him an extra boost though, because he did indeed manage to successfully break out the overgrown Chucky's prison. And now they're standing face to face with him, ready to kick off the match. Now for some odd reason, Kiba and Naruto thought that the two of them alone could beat him. So when Tubby Quasimodo called them all losers, they wasted no time rushing in to give him a run for his money. But when I tell you this nigga finished these two bozos off in record-breaking speed, I am not lying. Kiba charges in first and gets clobbered with this disgusting right jab. Then Naruto charges in with just one weak-ass shadow clone and gets disrespected with this skull-shattering headbutt. But what scared me the most had nothing to do with those previous attacks. My fear 100% came from what was said next.
I'm gonna eat you guys for lunch. What?
Oh, not run away. No, Kanye. You see the character build. I don't think that was a metaphor. He's actually going to eat y'all. But these two knuckleheads clearly didn't get the message, because this nigga Kiba stands up like he's ready for more. So to tenderize his meat even more, he rushes in and shoulder checks the breath out that boy. Then he hits Naruto with this crisp Alistar knee special. He then slaps his hand on the ground, ready to trap them in an even stronger prison. But Choji's food supply is actually finished this time, and he refuses to get locked up and starved again. So he activates his human boulder jutsu, kicks up a bunch of dirt in the air, and makes an escape into the forest with the rest of the group. Now they're all in the woods strategizing on how to beat this man fast, since the rest of the Sound Four is currently taking Sasuke to Didimaru's play place. But the brainstorm session quickly comes to a close when a giant tree crashes down in front of them, exposing their cover. Now Biggie's fantasizing about how he plans to eat these niggas alive, but Shikamaru will not let that happen under his supervision. So he tries to trap him with his shadow possession jutsu approaching him from both sides, but Jirobo smashes the ground just in time to avoid getting caught. And when the dust from the smash clears, the whale is nowhere to be found. Neji even activates his Byakugan to see if he can spot him, but he sees nothing. It wasn't until Kiba caught a whiff of that rancid bacon breath and they realized that he was right behind them. And when these niggas turned around, we see this man holding a fucking fat ass meteor in his hands. Keep Naruto's face. This couldn't have been any more fitting, because what the type of nigga is you? How did you even boot that up this fast? Where did it come from? There wasn't too much time to answer any questions though, because he sent that junk hurling at him. So they all quickly jumped out the way while anticipating the next one. But before they could even evade the non-existent second attack, Jirobo pops his hands out the ground to grab Shikamaru. And now he's got this boy upside down by both of his feet, looking like he's about to put him in the nastiest walls of Jericho I've ever seen. But instead, he just cooks Shikamaru's leadership skills and one hand tosses that nigga into a tree. But Choji quickly put that big belly to use by rolling over there and acting as a crash pad to save his back. Jirobo then continues to cook Shikamaru's leadership skills, stating that he should just kill them all if they're gonna just follow an idiot like him. But we all know Naruto does not play about his friends, so he steps in and says,
"It's time for you to shut your big mouth, or I'll come shut it for you!"
And that's when I knew Naruto was about to let this man know why the show is named after him. But to my surprise, Choji cuts him off and says, "Naruto,
I'll handle him. This guy is mine.
uh-oh, hold on, Biggie Smalls got some balls on him now. We are no longer watching Naruto, we are watching Choji. Now, I get that Choji isn't a Himothy ranked character, but I didn't like how they were trying to rain on Bro's parade. Naruto over there talking about some, yeah, but Choji,
You're...
he's what? Fat? Chubby? gluttonous, out of shape, slow, smelly look, that all may be true, but he is just as capable as any of you. Yes, I said it, yes. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. Choji finally convinces them to let him handle this by popping a green perky, stepping in front of them, then stopping that charging hippo dead in his tracks. After taking a fat minute to soak in Choji actually holding his own, they eventually turn around and leave Choji to handle business. And now Choji and Jirobo are in a nasty sumo wrestling deadlock, ready to kick off the battle of the bellies. I gotta get some popcorn for this. Gotta scarf it down quick though. You know how some blubber build people get. They fuck around and stop the fight just to ask for some. Choji then pushes Jirobo towards the other side of the terrain. And just when Jirobo thought he was gaining the upper hand, Choji grabbed Jirobo's robe and sent that nigga skipping across the ground like a rock. And now Jirobo is hunched over on the ground, mustering up the strength to bring all that weight back upright. Choji, knowing that he has to finish this before he gets to the red pill, whips out a bunch of kunais, gets big, and boots up his spiky human boulder. Now he's charging at Jirobo looking like an overgrown Sonic the Hedgehog, so Jirobo jumps out the way. Choji then guns towards him again, but this time Jirobo puts a wall up to stop him. So Choji busts through that wall with ease, leaving Jirobo with no choice but to stop Choji with his bare hands. He does manage to stop his rotation, but not without taking a lot of damage. So in order to return the favor, Jirobo activates his curse mark and palm checks Choji's gut, which made him deflate like a balloon, also sending him flying back. Now Jirobo's cooking him again, basically calling this nigga a useless side character. And then of course, we inevitably get hit with a bunch of flashbacks of everybody pooping on bro. Choji does get up though to show him that he's not no punk. He even weaves a couple of punches, but ultimately this level of power was not gonna cut it. He's trying his best, but he's still getting thrown like a ragdoll out there, just out there creating unnecessary craters in the earth with every fall. And now he's just laid out looking at the sky, ready to call it quits. But that's when two butterflies fly over to him and whisper. And that's exactly what he does. He knows he's gotta bring the dub home for Shikamaru and for himself, so he brushes off the dirt, takes out his perky case, and pops the yellow pill. And now this nigga is hit with a nasty power surge. He actually looks like a threat right now, and not just to burgers and fries. This nigga is really feeling different. He even had the confidence to call him fatso. He's not playing by the rules anymore. So Jirobo, now very enraged by that derogatory comment, proceeds to rush towards Choji, but Choji boots up his partial expansion jutsu and swats that nigga back. Now he's slapping and stomping on him with his overgrown limbs until Jirobo says enough is enough. He grabs Choji's hand, swings him around, then tosses him into the sky. But Choji was already one step ahead, because as soon as he got high enough, he booted up his super expansion jutsu and smothered this wave to belly flop too. Kishimoto is dead wrong for this. He's making the roast too easy. The size plus the triple replay had me thinking Choji must have finished the job, but here comes Fee Fi Fo Fum's big ass still alive, holding up Choji with one hand. He then gut checks Choji, sending him back into the sky, then proceeds to plummet to the ground. And that is when we see that Jirobo is now in his second state. Now I'm 90% sure everyone was locked in on the new form as a whole, but one thing in particular that caught my eye was the new hair. Keep the halfway decent cut. The nigga's second form must be infused with minoxidil. Now he's just bullying Choji, kicking him around like a soccer ball, and for some reason all this pummeling got him breathing hard as hell. Brother, relax. Sucking up all the oxygen in 100-mile radius. Gonna fuck around and create a black hole in this bitch. Slow it down. Jirobo can feel the air getting thinner and thinner from all his breathing, so he grabs his neck and smashes him into the ground while licking his lips. Yup, there go that Orochimaru influence. Don't lie. Y'all be doing butt stuff. Now he's draining him for all the chakra he has left, while also shaking this nigga down for food. Peep what Big big man says when he couldn't get anything else out of him.
Oh, of course, Fatso only left one chip. Guess I'll take what I could get.
Look, I'm on Choji's side, but this was funny as hell. Choji, on the other hand, did not find this funny whatsoever. So he decides that he has no other choice but to put his life on the line by popping that red pill of death. But Jirobo was done playing with his food, so to finish him off, he boots up his pushing palm jutsu and delivers this catastrophic blow. No amount of fat was gonna slow that down. That brother is as good as gone. Get his casket ready. But as the dust clears from that attack, a bunch of butterflies appear from nowhere. So Jirobo takes a look behind him and sees this majestic looking beast with his blue wings stretched out. Tub's internal scouter must have not been able to pick up on Choji's new power level, because he still decided to go in for a punch. But to his surprise, Choji no look catches that punch with ease, while looking clean as hell in the process. Now we gotta take a picture for the squad, they're not gonna believe this. Choji then elbows the life out of the giant, then zips over to him to talk some junk. He's yelling at him for taking his food, calling him names, and insulting Shikamaru, while also giving him the same bullying treatment he gave him not too long ago. Eventually, Choji's rage reaches an all-time high, and I'm not gonna lie, even I was scared of bro. He talking about something.
I will obliterate you! All of my chakra to my left hand. This last attack is worth my whole life!
That's what I'm talking about, Choji. Show that man who's the real biggest elephant in the room. That monologue was so ice cold, it had bro ready to cop the plea. Talking about something.
Please don't do it!
But Choji wasn't trying to hear none of that. So in the blink of an eye, Choji cocked that fist back and punched Brody so hard he activated the triple replay again. And now we are looking at bro laid out in this giant crater, looking like Yamcha. Punched the hairline right off that nigga. Now he's back with that mangled mental asylum ass haircut. What a tragedy. Now even though Choji did win, that boy was far from okay. He's out there wobbling around, following a butterfly, looking like he's about to go into the light. But that is when he finds one of the many signs Shikamaru and the gang left for him so he could catch up. And now we're getting hit with another set of tear-jerking flashbacks while Choji cries his heart out, happy that he was able to have such great friends. But then, as expected, his heart gives out as a consequence of the red pill and his body collapses, thus putting an end to this beautiful bout. Overall, a very underrated fight. Kishimoto was cooking with every single fight in this arc, and honestly, I'm itching to cover one in particular. Choji gets a well-deserved A+ for proving all the haters wrong, me included, and for coming through for his friends to pack up one of the Sound 4. Jirobo gets an O for obesity is on the rise. Go eat a vegetable right after this video ends. How the hell are you gonna fat shame him while being fat yourself? Make it make sense. But on a real note, he was cooking though and served as a perfect opponent for Choji, so I'll give him some props for that. And last but not least, Shikamaru gets an A for simply being a good leader and believing in his brother's ability to take care of business.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work. I ain't really wanna go. God be with me on my side. He be with me on the low.